I'm just Sue, and welcome to my channel for those who always come in. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. I'm Jetsu, and today we want to talk about the preparer. And who is the preparer? God is the ultimate preparer, because I'm going to tell you the story why God is the ultimate preparer. Joseph. Joseph was Jacob's son, and Jacob and Esau was Abraham's son. And God has made a promise to Abraham that he's gonna multiply his seeds and he's gonna really take care of his people. So Joseph was Jacob's son, and he was the younger brother to the 12 other 11 siblings. One day Jacob sent Joseph to go to the field to take lunch to his brother. But before that, Joseph's brothers, his 11 brothers, they were very jealous of him because Joseph and Benjamin were of different mother. But that's not the reason why they're jealous of him. They're jealous of him because Jacob favored Joseph, and Joseph was a plan from God, because God has a plan for Joseph. So his brother was very jealous of him, and also Jacob made him a very beautiful coat of many colors, and the brother were very jealous of him. So one day Jacob sent Joseph with lunch to take to his brothers because they were in the field. So when they saw him coming, they did not look at his arm to see that, oh, my brother is bringing us lunch. No, the first thing came to their mind, there come the dreamer, because Joseph was a dreamer, and he always dream and interpret their dreams for them. So they were jealous of him for all of those stuff. So when they saw him, they didn't look at the lunch he's bringing to them. They were looking at, here comes the dreamer, and they're jealous of him. So now they steam up a plan. What are we going to do with him? So by then, they plan on killing him. But the older brother, because God always put in his heart for the older brother, no, not to kill Joseph, because they didn't know at the time that God has a plan for Joseph. And Joseph was the ultimate preparee, because God is the preparer, and he's going to prepare Joseph to be ahead of them. Little did they know. So now they steam up the plan. But older brother said, don't kill him. So now they saw a caravan, and a caravan coming. And a caravan is a train of camel back in those days, which I think they probably use those camel in the Middle East now. They still do. But they saw the caravan coming, and they agreed to sell him into slavery. So they sell him into slavery. The caravan, whoever merchant, take Joseph to Egypt, and that was ultimate plan from God right there. So they taken him. The brother didn't know at the time. So they taken Joseph to Egypt, and once they get there, they sold him into slavery, and he ended up in Pharaoh's house, in Potiphar's house. And Potiphar was one of those high counselor to the king, to the pharaohs at the time in Egypt. So now he's in Egypt. Now he's in Potiphar's home, and Potiphar has a wife who eyes was very lustful when he see the young, strong Joseph came into the house. So now she praying on Joseph, and Joseph didn't want to have anything to do with that. So now she came up a plan to say it was Joseph who was preying on her. So they put Joseph in prison, and Joseph was in prison, and he was the prisoners that was in prison also with Joseph. They were telling Joseph of their dream. At the same time, Pharaoh has a dream, and he know none of his important men, none of his counselor, none of them couldn't interpret the dream for Pharaohs. But then that prisoner who was in the prison with Joseph, remember, he was released and went back to work in Pharaoh's house. So he remembered while he was in prison with Joseph, he remembered, wait, there was a man in prison that used to interpret our dream for us. So they told that to Pharaoh. Pharaoh said, let's go get Joseph. So they get Joseph, and now Pharaoh told Joseph the dream he had. Pharaoh's dream is, he dreamt that he saw 7 fat cows and 7 skinny cows, and he didn't understand the dream. His men couldn't interpret it for him. So now Joseph told him that the 7 fat cows he saw in his dream is 7 years of plentiful. They're gonna have a lot of grains in Egypt, and they're gonna have a lot of food. Everything is gonna be plentiful for that 7 years. And then right after that, they're gonna have the 7 skinny cows that he saw in the dream. It's mean in the dream eating up the fat cows. That's what his dream he saw. He told him to Joseph. The 7 fat skinny cow now is going to be the 7 years of famine. So during the plentiful, they should store up all the grains and stuff. So Pharaoh now, he was very impressed with Joseph interpret the dream. He made Joseph his right hand man. Joseph could make all the decision and stuff. He gave Joseph different clothes. He's wearing important clothes now. He's making important decision. He is the man, the right hand man of Pharaoh. So now Pharaoh then, so now Joseph is making all the decision in Egypt. They store up the grain, and now bam, the famine came. So when the famine came, now Joseph's family, they were in Canaan at this time, and now Jacob sent his 11 sons. He sent his sons them down to Egypt. We heard of grain is in Egypt. Food is plentiful in Egypt. Go to Egypt, get some grain, and bring back food for us, because famine is in the land and people are starving. So now when they got to Egypt, here comes the tricky part. Here, oh Joseph, here, oh God, the preparer, prepare Joseph, the preparee. Here, oh Joseph, now prepare everything of all the grains in Egypt. I know his brother came in front of him now. Now he's looking at them, and right away he recognized them. They did not recognize him because they sold him when he was young. So he grew into a big, strong man. They didn't recognize him. So now he recognized them, bam, and he now telling them about them, and they didn't understand how this important man knows about them. So now he told his brothers, he played a trickery on his brother, told his brother to go and get, he's going to hold back their younger brother, which is Benjamin at the time, and Joseph and Benjamin was very close, and he's going to hold back Benjamin, and they have to go to the father, and his brother now telling him, no, we cannot go back home to our father. He's going to die because he already lose one son. Who is the son that he already lose? He already lose Joseph. And they thought Joseph died, but Joseph did not die, because this is Joseph standing in front of them. He's the preparer that God prepared for them. So he's the preparer talking to them. So they tell him Joseph already know. So now they went back home, and they went and tell their father, there's a man in Egypt. He's in an important place, and he's telling us about all our life and our younger brother, and he wants to see his father. So now Jacob has to come to Egypt. So now all the brothers and everyone is, and fathers is in Egypt, and Joseph reveal himself to them and say, this is Joseph who you sold into Egypt. I did not die. God saved me. God rescued me. God put me in this place. Though now there is a famine, I'm able to be in charge. So now I can give you food, because all this plan was God's plan. When his older brother said, don't kill him, during the time when they were going to kill him, God put that in his mind, said, don't kill him, to speak to his other brother and say, don't kill him. So all the plan that you see right here surrounding is all God's plan. And they did not know that. They did not know that at the time. They did not know that God is a great preparer, and God can choose whoever he wants to be a preparer. So when you hear people say, so now Moses, back to Moses. Moses is a preparer by God to get those people out of Egypt many generations later. So when you look back and you said, people said, oh, there was an Exodus and Moses getting the people out of Egypt. Why was Moses getting the Israelite out of Egypt? Moses getting the Israelite out of Egypt because those Israeli, they went to Egypt because of Joseph. Joseph bring everybody into Egypt when he was in Egypt at that time for many years, So now a new generation with Moses and everything. So now when people said, but how did the Israelite get to Egypt? They got to Egypt at that time because of Joseph. So now the Israelite was in Egypt because of Joseph. So now Moses, now in a different generation, now has to go as another preparer that God prepared to get them out of Egypt. This is what we heard of today, and this is what is called the Exodus, by bringing all God's people out of Israel, out of Egypt, back to Israel. So you go to show you, my disciple, oh, God is a great preparer, and he can use anyone he's a great preparer, and he can use anyone as a preparer to prepare a way for us. He's always have a preparer, and now he has the ultimate and the greatest preparer of all time. And who is the preparer for God? Jesus. So now with that story with Joseph and his brothers, take them to Egypt. Now with Moses, another preparer, he went and take them back through the Exodus from Egypt. And now God have a greater preparer, and that is Jesus. And he is coming back. And what does Jesus do? What does he say? He gone to prepare a way for us. So now he's a great preparer. He left us. He was here and he left us. He went back to prepare a way to get everything ready. It's like having a guest. When your guest is coming to your house, you have your beds ready, everything is clean, which room the guest is gonna sleep in. You prepare to up to what meal you're gonna cook for the guest. It's the same thing. Jesus went back, he went to prepare a place, and now he's coming back. So he is a preparer coming from God, and he is the preparer going to prepare a place for us. So you see, it goes to show disciples that a lot of times when you see things, God is the ultimate preparer. He's always prepare a way. Sometimes we see things happen and we say, "Oh, did this happen?" Is God preparing the way for us? You're trying to get the job, you don't get the job you want. Don't worry. God is preparing a way. God see that that wasn't where He wants you to be. And we should not be worrying about every and every little thing. Sometimes we should relax, stay quiet, and just think, why did this happen? Maybe this is not where you want to be. Maybe this is not where God prepared the place for you to be. Maybe this is not the unit, the job you should be in. So sometimes, I know sometimes we get a little upset, get carried away, but maybe this is not the prepared place for you that God prepared for you. Maybe this person that you're going to is not the preparer, the preparee that God prepared for you to go to. So sometimes we should calm, let things go, relax, and give God the work. Let God do His work. Let God do His miracle. Let God work in our life, because we are not perfect and we don't know things, what's going to happen ahead of time before it's happened. Only God and Jesus know what's going to happen ahead of time before it's happened. Therefore, my fellow disciples, I just wanted to know that neither one of us is perfect. Neither one of us know anything around the corner that's going to happen. No one knows ahead of time except God. And we must always remember that God is the ultimate preparer. And sometimes sometimes He get a preparee for us. So sometimes we must just sit back, relax, and wait. Because our way of doing things is never the right way. Our way of doing things 99.9% of the times, most time, all the time, never the way. God way is only the ultimate way. God way is only the right way. So my fellow disciples, like I said, until then, God first, people second. God first, people second. So until then, take care and God bless.